Howdy folks, Sapper here, aka Sean. How's everybody doing? I know it's been a little while, but I've been busy working, which is a good thing, and then I'm not going to be working for a little while because somebody that I was working with was exposed, or he came down positive for the Wuhan virus, and since I was exposed, I've been told you got to stay home for 14 days. So now I've got some time to play some games. So as you can see, what I've got set up here is I have Labyrinth, the War on Terror set up on the table. This is a game that I've played a couple of times. I kind of enjoyed it. It was confusing, the whole flowchart thing was really confusing. But I think I'm ready to give it a good go this time. And I will also be playing, once I get done with the first round, I will be playing Labyrinth, the Awakening. And then when I'm done with that, I will be playing Labyrinth, the Forever War. So basically how it's going to work is in a normal game of Labyrinth, the War on Terror, you have your cards, your event deck, right? So you can play through that deck one time for a short game, 2 times for the medium game, or 3 times for the long game. So the way the 2 expansions work is I will play through this deck one time, and then when that deck is exhausted, then I will go to the Labyrinth, the Awakening deck and add those mechanics that are in the Awakening into the game. And then I will play through that deck, and then once I've exhausted that deck, then I will play Labyrinth, the Forever War. So basically it's the same game, it's got different decks for the different eras of the war, I guess you would say. So Labyrinth is 2001 to about 2009. Or the War and Terror is 2001 to 2009. The Awakening is from 2010 to 2014. And then the Forever War, you'll see it there on the cover, is 2015 till 2000 whenever. Maybe 2100 and whenever. Who knows? I mean, we've been in the Middle East forever messing around with stuff. And when I say we, I mean the world, right? Afghanistan, I mean, that place has been fought over for centuries. So there's probably not going to be any change anytime soon. So I've gone through the first turn, and a turn is each, and the bot, I'm using the jihadi bot, so I'm actually playing the US. So each player gets a hand of cards. So the hand of cards is based on either, can you see that? You can see that barely. So right now the US draws 8, and then the jihadis draw 7 cards. So I've played one turn, which is one hand of cards, and now I'm getting ready to do turn number 2. So let me move that out of the way. So you can kind of see the basic state of things right now on the board. Global War on Terror relations, U.S. is in a hard posture. The world is in a hard posture. U.S. prestige is down to 4. I want to say they started at 7. Let me look real quick and see. Yeah, U.S. prestige was down to a 7. So of course, as you can see here, there's a lot going on in Afghanistan, which is kind of at least with so what I'm doing is you can see that you can't see. I'm doing the let's roll scenario. So this is basically right after 9/11. And then the question mark is until at least after 2015, where the Forever War starts. So that's basically the big scenario, right? I wanted to cover as much as I could in the game. So prestige started at 7. I've lost some prestige because, obviously right after 9/11, the big push was Iraq and Afghanistan. And So we had the most amount of cells in Afghanistan. So basically, I decided to deploy to Afghanistan to get rid of those cells, because basically the way cells work with the bot is when you recruit, you recruit in adjacent countries or whatever. So I kind of want to eliminate as much of Afghanistan as possible. So that's kind of the way, they kind of played out in real life, right? Like we moved into Afghanistan and really focused really heavy. So that's basically, so the game is kind of following the way real life went. Of course, I've got some troops in Saudi. I've got some troops in the Gulf states. There were terrorist cells in Pakistan, but as soon as I moved the troops in there, the guys that were in Afghanistan moved to, or the guys that were in Pakistan, too many stands. The cells that were in Pakistan moved to Afghanistan, which basically is kind of the way things work, right? Wherever Americans are, they attract to the terrorist cells. So, and that was kind of my thing, as I saw, hey, guys are going to start cells are going to start forming in Pakistan, and then we've got the Pakistan arsenal, the WMDs and all that. I don't want them getting a hold of that. So I deployed troops there. Afghanistan was, they were Islamist rule, and they were adversary. So by moving the troops in there, I'm trying to effect a regime change to get Afghanistan on my side, or on the U.S.'s side. So that's kind of where we stand right now. Let me see, did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything. The Gulf states were poor governance. I've done some, I've done some War of Ideas. I got a lucky roll. So I'm trying to get these guys, because resources, right? They have you can see the oil symbol right there. So I don't remember all of the victory conditions, but I know like the resource value and the oil and all that plays a part in victory conditions for both sides. And as far as victory conditions go, if either side wins while I'm still playing with this deck of cards, I'm going to continue on, and I'm going to ignore the victory for whichever side gets it. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to the Awakening. And then I will continue basically to ignore victory conditions up until I get to the Forever War. In fact, I'll probably just play through all three decks and just kind of see where things end up. So I will wait till the third deck has been exhausted to figure out what the victory conditions are. And I'm probably going to make a lot of mistakes on the way, because again, this is it's not the easiest game in the world, especially, when you're looking at stuff like this. The flow charts kind of made my eyes gloss over, but, this is probably the second or third time I've tried playing it, and I'm kind of excited, because I got the two expansions, and I want to try those out. So there you have it, Labyrinth, the War on Terror 2001, plus Labyrinth the Awakening, and Labyrinth the Forever War. So stay tuned. As I get I'm probably not going to cover a lot of rules things, just because I'm not really about explaining rules. Usually in my plays, I'll talk about things here and there. I'm not super comfortable with how the flowcharts work, so I may or may not include actual play. A lot of it might just be a synopsis at the end of each turn. Okay, this is where we're at now. But if I get more comfortable with it, then I'll probably do some gameplay. But this game could stretch out for a while. So anyway, stay tuned for Labyrinth, the War on Terror. And thanks for watching.